gonna be alright. Yeah. And this one for the soul tribe. Yeah. This one for the soul
My
tribe.
face look greasy. I'm trying to wipe my face off. Hey y'all.
We be down by the riverside. We get advice from the water guide. Dry your eyes, you don't have to cry. Yeah. And we do it for the soul tribe. Soul tribe, yeah, we done for life.
Hey y'all. You gotta get this money, y'all. Get this water, and I've been outside.
This is for our soul tribe. Tribe, yeah, we gang for life. Tribe, yeah, we gang for life.
Tribe, yeah, we gang for
Soul
life.
tribe, yeah, we down a ride.
Soul tribe, yeah, we down a ride.
Yeah. You can catch us by the riverside.
You can catch us by the riverside.
And this one for the soul tribe.
And this one for the soul tribe.
Stand strong, you gon' be alright.
Stand strong, you gonna be alright.
Soul tribe, yeah, we down a ride.
Soul tribe, yeah, we down a ride.
And this one for the soul tribe.
Hey, and this one for the soul tribe. Hey.
Yeah. Hey. When we wake up in the morning. When we wake up in the morning. Hey.
All praise,
Hey. Hey.
we give it praise.
Hey.
Whichever way,
Hey.
give praise.
Hey. Every day. Hey. Hey. We give it praise in the morning.
Hey y'all. Alright, let's get into it.
All praise.
So I hope you guys are doing well, in positive energy, and attracting the life you desire, because it's your birthright, okay? So I wanted to come in and do a message for you guys. Make sure you take the message how it resonates in your life. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And don't forget, if you love the video, to run your girl up with some hearts, okay? Right? It's how the channel grows. So we're building a collective of people just like us. People who went through the storm and overcame, right? So if you're here and you are a person that practices anything evil, then my messages won't resonate with you, and that's okay, right? Because I'm just not a person that even, I don't address evil. So therefore, if you're watching me, and you're in a low vibration, these messages won't resonate with you. I read for a high vibrational collective. So take the message how it resonates in your life. Tell a friend to tell a friend, okay? So Spirit told me that there are some people who are embarrassed by the things they have said and the things they have done behind your back, okay? So these people are showing up and they are embarrassed right now. As you begin to step into your purpose, all of the things that they said about you, things are backfiring, right? All of the things they did behind your back, things are being revealed. So, all of the chaos, all of the mess, all of the drama that has been caused is being revealed. So there are people who are embarrassed by what they have done to you, okay? Spirit is wanting you to be in the energy of forgiveness, love and forgiveness. Love covers a multitude of sins. So therefore, it's very important for you as you are on your journey to stay in a high vibrational and stay in love. While you could be feeling the energy from these people, right? You could be feeling projections of you being embarrassed, right? Of things you've done in the past. Even though you're on your journey, things from your past could be creeping up, right? Making you feel embarrassed. Well, I'm growing this particular thing and my past is here. Well, your past is your past. And Spirit says there's no need to be embarrassed. See, your past is a part of your testimony. It's why you have something to talk about. It's why you resonate with people, right? It's what you were put here to do. You were put here to go through certain things so that you would have a testimony. And there's no testimony without tests. So your faith has been tested a lot of times. Your integrity has been tested a lot of times. Your loyalty has been tested a lot of times. However, you're showing up exactly who you say you are, right? And so there's a lot of energy of embarrassment, okay? So you could be feeling this energy, right? But I feel like it's projection here, you know? If you're feeling embarrassed about anything in your past while you're on your journey, you shouldn't, right? You've already been forgiven. You've already asked God to forgive you, and you've been healing from these things. So it's nothing to be ashamed of, you know? We've all done some things that we're probably not proud of. We all probably have some kind of skeleton in our closet that we don't want to reveal. However, you took it to the Most High God, and God freed you from this, okay? So don't allow guilt to keep you trapped, okay? I feel like that could be the energy, you know, as you're being blessed. You know, you could be feeling guilty about all of the mistakes that you made prior to, right? But that's how God works. God is beautiful. You know, God is love. God is light, and God is forgiving, right? So because you made the choice to come to the right side, it's no need for you to feel guilty or embarrassed about anything. Your past is what built you to who you are today. You know, it's going to help you get to where you have to go. And you had to endure everything you had to endure to be who you are. Okay. So, I don't know. Look, someone's feeling embarrassed here. Look, someone's going down memory lane here. Okay, with the Six of Cups. Someone could be going down memory lane, and I feel like they could be embarrassed because, you know, they lost a prized possession. You know, I'm talking about, this is not just relationships, you know, this is platonic relationships, this is friendships, this is family. You know, this is just the energy of people just, you know, reminiscing about, you know, the would've, could've, should've, right? What they should have done right to you, what they could have done better, but now it's too late. And I get it, right? You could even be like having flashbacks and epiphanies about things, right? You could be going down memory lane yourself and, you know, thinking about all of the things that you've overcome, and you should, you know. Sometimes you don't give yourself enough credit for all of the things that you overcame, and I feel like it's time for that here, okay? This is also like, you know, the Six of Cups is like, you know, when you're open and you're innocent, right? And I feel like you're innocent because you gave your truth, right? There was a time when you weren't innocent because you couldn't tell the truth, you know? Those things we do that we don't want anybody to know, a lot of times we don't want to be truthful about those. So, you know, it took accountability and for you to really step up and be okay living in your truth. And because you're doing this, you could be reminiscing right now, okay? A lot of happy memories. There could be someone, you could be thinking about your childhood and, you know, the good memories of your grandparents, your parents, you know, because I'm picking up like some transition energy here, okay? Someone could have even lost like the love of their life. My condolences, okay? So yeah, someone could have lost like the love of their life, and you could be thinking of a time where they gave you flowers or they made you very happy, or just, you know, a good memory, a fond memory in life, you know. You could be really reflecting right now. And sometimes it's good to reflect, you know, to go back and look where you know, to look at yourself outside of where you are right now. You ever stepped outside of yourself and looked at yourself? You know, sometimes it's needed because we can think we are a certain way. We can think we're so light, we're so nice, we're so kind. We don't understand why nobody resonates with us. We don't understand why we don't fit in anywhere. But we fail to step outside of ourselves and see how other people look at us sometimes, right? Because it's not really about other people's opinion, but you want to see how you're projecting your energy onto people, right? Are you really being about what you say you are? So you could be reflecting right now, okay? I feel like, you know, there's a lot of love surrounding you because you love yourself more, you know. Love wasn't really attracted to you at one point because it can't be attracted to you when you're not attracted to it. And I believe, you know, it's like, you know, you are attracted to love now and it's attracted to you. Okay? We got the Six of Cups coming out here for you. Scorpio energy, sun energy. Okay? Abundance, you know, remembrance, you know. Yeah, look, you're held in high honors here. Okay, so it's something about your past, okay? Something that you did in the past, which is now leading you to being held in high honors. I don't know if you could have a collective of people that support you, or you could just be someone that does good things in the community, you know? You could be out here doing community service. You could be helping organizations. You could be a nonprofit owner, whatever it is. It's something about you, achieving the success that you desire. And I feel like the reason why success is going to come easy to you is because it's not really about the money. It's about the service given. You are a person that likes to provide service for people. It's what makes your heart happy, right? Like that kind of energy, because you are a divine being, full of light and love. You come from love. And I feel like, right now is a time for you to be enjoying your success. Imagine you becoming successful and not enjoying the fruits of your labor, right? What's the point, right? What's the point of putting in all the hard work if you never take a moment to give yourself credit, if you never take a moment to thank God for where you are right now, right? What's the point of it all, right? It's like, what's the point of gaining the whole world to lose your soul kind of energy, right? So I don't know. I feel like, your hard work is paying off. I feel like you have a strong desire to just be right, to do the right things. Okay, to say the right things. You could be very cautious about how you're speaking to people. I feel like also the reason why you're held in high honors is because you're a powerful person, but you also respect power and authority. So you're not a person that, you're not a person that rejects knowledge from other people. You could be a very intelligent person, but, you gain wisdom through other people, and it puts you above. The energy of the Bible says that, a person that can't receive wisdom from another person the energy of the Bible says that, a person that can't receive wisdom from another person is a 1:30 on the clock. But I feel like because you're willing to learn from all different sources, you're open and optimistic. It's bringing in a lot of abundance and success for you. Okay, you could even be gaining like a lot of new followers out of nowhere. People could be really interested in the things that you're doing, and a lot of it is crazy because a lot of the attention that you're getting lately is because of the people that were speaking poorly on you. See, people had to check you out and see what was so bad about you, because people talked about you so bad that it made people want to come see who you were, So it's like, people were saying all these different things, and it's like, this ain't checking out. Something's not adding up. 2 times 2 is 4, but this is 5. Something's not adding up here. The math just ain't mathing. And I feel like, these people begin to watch you and you gain favor, The one thing that's beautiful is that, all you have to do is be you, and people can doubt you. But guess what? God is always going to reveal the truth, right? And this is you. Okay? Let's see. You could have been a person that a lot of people, they look past you a lot, It's kind of like the energy of nobody wants to support you until everybody's supporting you kind of energy. That's what I'm picking up for you. It's like, you can be finding yourself, looking at people that they didn't believe in you. And it's like, now it's like, oh, I knew you were going to do this. I knew you were going to be that. I knew this was going to happen for you. And you're like, whole time, I don't know here, right? Okay? You could be picking up on, the phony energy. It ain't working for you, Yeah, look, you're trying to hold on to your peace. You're trying to hold on to whatever it is that God gave you here with the 4 of Pentacles. It's like, you are, you're trying to hold on to your resources, your assets. You're not out here trying to keep up with people. You could be a person that's like not very flashy. You don't need a whole bunch to do anything. You're naturally beautiful because your energy is attractive. So it doesn't take a whole bunch for you to do anything, right? I feel like also, there's something about, you being very responsible for the things that God has given you. I feel like a lot of times God gave you things and you let them slip away. But with the 4 of Pentacles here, you're holding on, This is the energy of, you paying attention to your resources, your family assets. You're in the energy of protecting, okay? Yeah, there was a time where you weren't protecting things, but now that you're in this energy, you're learning how to protect yourself. I'm talking about in the real world, by any means necessary, Okay? Because I'm hearing some of you guys, you need to make sure you protect yourself by any means necessary. It's a cold world out here. You do what you have to do. But also spiritually, yeah, because you're the emperor, you're the leader. A lot of people like to attack leaders because leaders have a lot of power, and this is you. Okay? A lot of times when you are a powerful person of truth, people don't always resonate with that. They don't always want to hear that, right? But it's something about you, and I don't know, you could be showing up, very masculine, and you could even be a woman, right? I'm picking up divine masculine energy though, and God gave you the power to control things, Now you can't control everything because God is in control. So there's some things that you just have to literally let God work out for you. However, he did give you authority here in the 3D to control things, to hold it together, to keep things gelled, right? Like that kind of energy. Okay. I love this. Someone could be literally getting a promotion here, okay? Some kind of recognition, okay? Some kind of plaque. I see someone receive, I see the 2 of Cups. You could be receiving some kind of plaque, recognition, awards. I don't know, I see an award ceremony or something. Let's see. Okay. I feel like also with the the 4 of energy, the 4 of Pentacles here, you could be really reserving your energy, keeping it to yourself, holding on to it. Someone listen. When we were speaking about calling your energy back from places that it doesn't belong, I feel like you guys have been listening, you've been paying attention, you've been doing these things, you've been practicing mindfulness, you've been looking in the mirror and embracing those flaws about yourself and still smiling, right? It's okay because, whoever is going to love you, they're going to love you for all your imperfections, right? So it starts with you loving yourself. And I feel like you're doing this more, those little flaws that you hated. I feel like, you're really starting to embrace those little quirky things about you. It's what gives us character, right? Okay. So I love this. Let's see. Let's get an Ascendant Master. There could be someone, I don't know, you could be like a crafter. You could have made wreaths, the wreaths that go on doors. And maybe you could have stopped. Spirit is saying, why did you stop? It was not only something that you love to do, it was making you a little extra income. It was like, there could be someone and you could have been doing something that you do with your hands, something that you make. Because God gave you gifted hands. Maybe you stopped making whatever it is. And God is like, why did you stop? It's a part of your gift. See, your gift will make a way for you. It may start off small, but eventually the gift is promised to make a way for your future, right? So I don't know if there's some kind of trade or some kind of skill or talent that you've been putting to the side on the back burner. It's time for you to pick it back up. Someone could crochet. You could be like a person that crochets or knits or something, okay? If you do, I need some socks. Hit me up. I love knitted socks, okay? Let's see. Yeah, we got freedom. Yeah, you're free. It's time for you to start working. You could even be, God could be giving you more free time, right? He could have adjusted your schedule. God could have made things just easier where you have more freedom, and you could be needing to make sure that you're investing your time wisely. See, God didn't just give you time just to sit around. God didn't give you time just to scroll on the internet all day. God gave you extra time to get done whatever it is that's calling you. Because your gift is calling you to do something, It's requiring you to do something. It's mandatory, okay? Freedom is here. You have the freedom. You have been liberated, freedom of speech. You're able to say what you need to say. You have, freedom to move how you need to move. God is wanting you to know he's freed up things for you to get the things done, okay? Right? Something about that? Let's see. We got henna out here. You could be from Hawaii. Okay. Samoan. I just picked up Samoan. You could be like Samoan. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, we got Apollo coming out. focus on your strengths to the Six of Wands here. So Spirit is saying while you're in this position, because you're being watched right now, there's a lot of people watching you. Some of you guys, you don't even realize the work that you're doing. There's people on very high levels watching you, okay? It's like, there are people, that are looking for the talent that you have. People are scoping you out right now. You're being watched spiritually, physically. People are watching you. They want to see what you're doing next. So Spirit is saying focus on your strengths. We all have a bunch of weaknesses. We don't need to focus on those. See, if we make ourselves stronger where we're already strong, it will die down on some of our weaknesses. So we can, we want to focus on our strengths here. You could be a Leo that I'm talking to, okay? Or something about Leo season, something about the sun here. Something about things being illuminated. Something about you being able to see clearly. Okay? Something about, I don't know. You could be, you could need to sun gaze. You could be needing to go outside and sun gaze, look at the sun. I don't know. There's a message outside for you is what I heard. Your ancestors could be trying to reach you right now. Someone could be needing to light a white candle. You could be needing to meditate, lighting you a white candle and just sitting there in prayer, meditation. Someone just needs to cry something out here. Okay? There could be someone else. I feel like you just need to take a walk. Walks are really good for your mind. Okay? You could just be needing to take a stroll through the neighborhood, looking at the different trees and flowers. It's something about nature in our mind, our body, putting us back in alignment. We're one with everything. So divine alignment is here. Focus on your strengths. Apollo's here. Okay? Don't worry about the weaknesses. You'll tighten those up too. Continue to pray. Right? I made a prayer for you guys earlier. And Spirit told me that the prayer really moved some things. So I'm very excited. Your prayers, our prayers as a collective, it's moving energy. Okay? So the more you pray, it moves energy out of the way. That negativity, it can't stand up to your prayers. Okay? The spell work, it can't stand up to your prayer. See, because people still think that, we talk about this every day, but there's individuals that still think their spell work will hold up to your prayer. They have no idea who they're talking to. They have no idea who you're praying to. See, they think it's a joke out here. Okay? Stay tapped into your prayers. Yeah, the flow of prosperity is here, Emperor. Okay? Okay, so God is giving you abundance, God is also making you a divine ruler over finances. So I don't know if you are a person, because I'm hearing you could have gone bankrupt at one point or close to it, and God could be giving you things back. Now, remember that wealthy people stay rich and poor people end up in poverty. Right? So make sure that you're making wise choices this time. God is giving this back to you again. I'm hearing he's spinning the block on you. He did a U-turn, a double back, right? Right? Came back to get you. So make sure this time, right, that you hold on to those funds. Make sure this time that you hold on to your peace. Make sure this time, you hold on to the things that you value, the people, right? That God sends you. Because sometimes, we overlook the blessings that God sends us even in people. Sometimes God sends help and we overlook the help that is sent. Right? So make sure you're paying attention to when God is sending you people to help you. Because I'm hearing help is here for you. The flow of prosperity is here. See, a lot of you guys don't understand the things that you're building. It's going to require help. So we have to get out of that energy of not being able to trust people. We got to get out of the energy of no new friends. We can't do that. That's not the energy of love. That's not the energy of the collective. That's not the energy of helping humanity, right? So it's like, God is sending you in a team because there's a lot of work for you to do. Okay? With the flow of prosperity here, that means like the blessings going up, the blessings coming down, the blessings going up, the blessings coming down, right? Like that kind of energy. That's what I'm hearing, so it's going to take a team effort. There could be someone, and what I had to realize about myself. So I'll use myself as an example. Maybe you can resonate, maybe you won't, but I don't mind talking about myself. I realized that, throughout my whole life, I have been raised to be such a strong, independent woman that I didn't know how to receive help, right? And it was blocking me because, you know, certain projects that God gives you, you need help. You know how they say when two or more gathers is church? Same kind of energy. You know, sometimes we need other people to give us that boost, right? And so, you know, I had to learn that sometimes being so independent as a man or a woman, it kind of blocks out your blessings, right? Because God made us to be people who need help, who need each other, right? And what I had to learn is sometimes in my own independent ways, it puts me, it allows me to be selfish, right? So, you know, make sure that you're appreciating the help that God is sending to you, because you could be overlooking it. Pootie! Pootie! So you could be, sorry y'all. So you could be overlooking that.
Huh?
Get ready.
They here?
Come.
What time they come?
Just go wait. Love you.
Love you.
Okay? We got positive change here for you. Yeah, it's positive. See, you know, there's someone, and we've been talking about taking healthy risk, and you've been risking it all, you know. You took all the unhealthy risks before, so now it's like, why not give it a shot to take a healthy risk? You know, why not take a shot at going for that job that you feel like you don't qualify for? How do you know, right? How do you know God doesn't feel like you're qualified? Maybe the application is intimidating. However, you have all the skills needed to get the job done, right? And God is telling you, apply for this job. Apply for this position, daughter, because I'm hearing daughter. You could be a woman and you could be like intimidated to apply for a new position because you feel like you don't have enough schooling. You don't have enough education. You're not qualified enough. You can't speak right, right? You might stutter a little bit. I'm hearing someone, you could stutter a little bit. Oh, well, right? You know, I always think it's beautiful when I see a person that beats the odds, right? And this is what I'm rooting on for you. You're beating the odds, right? And you have to know this. You have to understand that you're beating the odds. See, you were counted out a long time ago, right? So now it's time for you. It's very important for you to understand what you're up against. It's you have to do what you're doing right now. It's mandatory, okay? Right? You've been counted out, and now it's like God counted you in. So you got to show up here. What's this message? Okay. Yeah, look, and it's fast. It's happening very fast. You could be a Sagittarius in the energy. Okay, we got the 8 of Wands here. Something's happening, and it's happening fast, and it's happening in real time. There's a change here on the horizon right now, you know? I'm hearing some of you guys, you don't even eat the same food anymore. Your taste buds have changed, you know? The people that you used to be attracted to, you're just not attracted to the same things anymore, you know? Your mind is different, you know? You're becoming whole. You know, you're really becoming full of life, the spirit. You know, life is of the spirit. You know, someone's feeding their spirit more, you know. Feeding your spirit properly gives you life. You know, we know death and diseases of the body. So there's someone, and you have decided to feed yourself life, right? You're changing your ways. You're healing your spirit, okay? So we got something about, something unfolding quickly here, okay? There's a chain of events, and it's happening right now in real time. There's a lot of energy here. You could be feeling the pressure of the world. The world is waiting on you, calling you. God is like, let's go. It's go time, baby. Okay? It's go time, baby. We got things. Let's go. Okay? You know? It's like, you know, you have a lot of passion right now. And if your passion is placed in the correct way, right? If you place this energy properly, it's going to lead you to abundance fast, okay? Now, in the same token, with all this passion, if it's used improperly, it will lead you to your own demise, okay? So keep that in mind here as well, right? But Spirit is saying, enjoy the results of your previous hard work. See, you're working hard now, but you don't even realize the work you've been doing the last 5 months. You got to enjoy that. See, you're worried about where you're going because, you're on your way to the next level, and I get it, right? However, you have to look at yourself right now. 5 months ago, you were a wreck, okay? Like, you were a wreck. You didn't know if you were coming or going, and now you know which way you're going. Okay? Hold on, y'all. Now you know which way you're going. Okay? Hold on, y'all. Right? Ooh, I'm just knocking all these things off my head, y'all. Okay? So, I love this for you. Fast moving energy. Okay? It's a lot of action energy on here. Wands, you know, you have a lot of magic, you know. There could be a lot of magical moments happening around you. You know, there could be someone and you could have been worried about everything down to the meal you were going to eat. And you know, Proverbs 10:3, I believe it's 10:3, says that good people will never go hungry, but wicked people will never get what they want. So think about it. You know, if you want to know what side you're on, have you been eating? Has God been providing? Have you gone without anything? Right? All you have to do is judge what you're doing up against the word, up against, you know, the truth, right? And you can find out where you are, right? Because someone's like, am I in alignment? And Spirit says, yes, you are in divine alignment. Yes, you are. Okay? And, you know, being in divine alignment, it doesn't always feel like it, because everything that comes with your journey is not things that are going to feel easy. Sometimes you won't even like some of the things that you have to do, right? But when we're working for righteousness, it's a part of it, right? Everything's not going to be easy, you know, but yeah, look, teacher, God is teaching you, okay? You could literally be like a school teacher, okay? Right? You could be learning from someone, okay? You could have a higher education, right? I don't know, but you know, maybe you're a person and even you paid a lot of money for all kinds of education, but that still didn't fulfill you. You know, it was something else that you needed. It was the wisdom, the knowledge of God, right? Okay, so you could be changing for, you know, I feel like it's good change, positive change, you know. Someone's strengthening their spirit. You could also be like exercising, working out, becoming more healthy. Okay, yeah, something about your priorities here. Okay, I feel like you have your priorities in line. Okay, King Solomon is here. You know, I talked about Solomon last night. You know, chasing wisdom over obedience, right? You know, sacrifice over obedience. You know, obedience is the word, the key. You know, being obedient is what gets you where you need to be. So something about that with King Solomon coming out, you know. Solomon was very wise, but he lacked obedience, which, you know, became his demise, right? I feel like with Solomon coming out as well, Spirit is saying, you know, think about all of those times where you had people that you were dealing with, right, in relationships, and they swayed you away from God. You know, they swayed you to things of evil. They swayed you, you know, to things that weren't really your personality. They swayed you away from where you really needed to be. It's like that kind of energy. You know, I think Solomon had like 700 wives and 300 concubines. And, you know, what did that do? Well, that separated him from God, because that takes up too much of your time. You ain't got time to pray and worship. That puts you in alignment with foreign gods and idols. And, you know, you're spending too much time in the wrong places. But we got persistence here for you. So because you have been persistent, okay, yeah, things are changing. Yeah, well, you know, you haven't been eating in 3 days. You know, sometimes fasting is very, very good for us. We don't understand that. You know, sometimes our body needs to go without food, right? So we can hear God, because, you know, when you're fasting, you're able to hear God a little bit more clearly, right? And, you know, that's beautiful for you, you know, and I think you should, you know, be proud of yourself and, you know, think about why you've been fasting. What's been going on while you've been fasting these last 3 days? What have you been getting, right? Because every time I fast, I get something, you know, God gives me some kind of revelation, right? So I don't know. God could be trying to speak to you. Maybe that's why you can't eat, right? You could be needing a journal here. Pick up a book. Get a pen. Write down how you're feeling. Write down why you didn't eat. What caused this? How are you feeling? Do I feel sad? Am I happy? Am I doing this because God is calling me to do something? You got to start listening and seeing what's going on. Why are these things happening to me? Where is this energy coming from? Is it that I'm just not hungry? Or is it that my soul wants something else? I'm not hungry for food. I'm hungry for love. I'm hungry for, I need to be filled up with something else. The food ain't working, Lord. You ever got like that? You ever been depressed and you eat and the food just ain't doing it? It's like, I need something better than this. Something gotta go. Something gotta give, right? I told you someone could be needing to write in a journal. Thank you, Spirit. Okay? You could be needing to write down your thoughts. Okay? A lot of times God will give you a download and evil will try to steal it. Now, if it's from God, it'll always come back. But get you a little journal. Write down what's happening throughout your day. Right? Sometimes we forget what happens because there's so much going on. Go back. Get your journal. Every time something happens, write it down. Go back at the end of the night and look at your day. How are your days going? Are you paying attention to your time spent? Are you paying attention to how things make you feel? Right? Something about that. Spirit says listen. Yeah, listen to your body. Listen to how you feel. Listen to the voices that are speaking to you. Right? Something about that. Let's see. So we got the Queen of Cups in the reverse here. I don't know. Someone's overly emotional. Okay? You could be very moody. It could be very hard for you to master your emotions right now. But guess what? When new levels come new devils. You got a lot of work to do and a lot of responsibility. So it can definitely have your emotions everywhere. When you have so much responsibility and a lot of times when we're responsible individuals, we just feel like even when we have help, it feels like it's just so much on you. It feels like the weight of the world. It feels like you have a big rock on your chest sometimes and you just can't push that rock off, right? But just remember that, when you're working with the divine, because a lot of you guys are working with God himself, like God is really literally your teacher here. Because some of you guys are like, you don't attend any kind of church or masjid or anything like that, but you work closely with God, right? You have a personal relationship. And it can be very difficult to master your emotions when you are an empathetic being. So Spirit is just wanting you to pay attention to your emotions. A journal is very necessary for you guys. Okay? Right? Pay attention to how you're treating people you love. You could be moody and not even noticing it. Okay? You know how we get, especially Divine Feminine, we get real moody real quick, real fast. And then when we done with our mood, we want everybody to be okay. Like, what's wrong with you? After we done caused all kinds of chaos in the house, right? So make sure that you're being kind, compassionate, and empathetic. Treating Divine Masculine with, respect and kindness. Because I'm hearing some of you guys are in a relationship and maybe you don't understand how divine your partner is because they don't have all the money. They don't have the best clothes right now. But sometimes God will send you rare people. But the gift and the energy that they come with, it doesn't matter if they have on designer. It doesn't matter how they look. Like the energy is perfect for what you need in your life. See, because God sends people that you can work with. You could be a person that, maybe you're a writer, right? But God sends you someone that knows how to, illustrate the book. Right? Whatever it is, God is sending you in the proper help that you need at this time. So don't worry here. Have faith. Okay? Everything you have is good and everything that you have is plenty. It's good and plenty. Okay? Let's see. What's up, Beams? Garnisha? Hey. Hey. Let's see. Hey, Alicia. Now we got the Hermit that came out in the reverse here. So Spirit is saying, be cautious. Don't be careless. Okay? Don't allow fear to creep up in your heart. What you're doing right now, you're supposed to be doing. It's no need to get scared now. This is the life that you asked for. You know, you chose this life. You agreed to this life, right? Okay. Oh, Ganesh. Is that what you're trying to say? I'm sorry, I can't see, girl. Right? But it's something about that, you know. Don't allow yourself to let fear come into your heart. You know, I'm seeing someone, and you need to start opening up the blinds in your room. Open up the blinds in your house. Get some sunlight in your house. Stop staying in a dark room. It's making you depressed. It's giving you anxiety. You need some light peeping through, right? Joy comes in the morning. Crack the window. Let the fresh air come in. Open up your Venetian blinds, right? Pull your curtains back, right? Clean up a space. You know, make you a space where you pray. You know, keep that space sacred. You know, dust off your altars. Because I'm seeing some of you guys, and your altar is dusty as hell. Okay? Blow the dust off your candle. Right? I just seen that. Somebody needs to literally blow the dust off your candle. Okay? You can have a red candle with dust on it. Okay? Some of you guys need to learn how to transmute energy, right? When you find yourself getting into certain energies, because you're going to find yourself throughout the day. We are human beings. Our energy, our emotions, they're constantly changing. So throughout the day, you may feel yourself with a different array of emotions, and you have to learn how to transmute this energy, right? So let's say you get a disturbing phone call, right? You get a disturbing phone call, and it has you all kinds of places. Well, find something that you like to do to transmute that energy. Maybe you're a person that you love to clean, right? When you get some crazy news, go in there and clean that house up. Cut your music on, burn your candles, light your incense, and go clean your house real good. That's how you transmute negative energy. Or maybe you could be a person that does hair, right? All right, somebody brings some negativity towards you. You know, hey, do a style to your hair, whatever it is. You have to learn how to transmute negative energy into positive energy, because negative energy is coming at you constantly, and it will always will. It will never stop. It will. I'm here to tell you, negativity will never stop being thrown at you. Okay, actually, a lot of you guys, you're getting more negativity thrown at you because God is giving you more grace. God is giving you more abundance. God is giving you more life. God is doing things so people want to stop what it is that he's doing. So the attacks, they're going to keep coming. How are you going to handle the attacks when they come? That's the question. Are you prepared? Are you armoring up? Are you making yourself spiritually full of life? Are you, are you prepared for the battles to come? Right? Are you being ready so that you don't have to get ready? Right? Are you prepared for the battles to come? Right? Are you being ready so that you don't have to get ready? Right? Okay? Something about that? Look, we got the 4 wands here. There's something about, life becoming more calm for you. There could be someone, you could be on your honeymoon, or you could have a honeymoon planned this month in May 25th, I just heard. Something about May 25th. This could be your birthday. Okay? You could be a Gemini. Okay? But there's something about, you having a calm mind. Things being okay, chill. I'm hearing someone, you can chill now. All right? You did all the rah-rah, woo-woo, hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo, right? It's time to chill, okay? You can sit in your feminine energy, divine feminine, and divine masculine. You can sit in your masculine energy. It's okay, right? See, you're going to attract just what you need. The right people are on the way to you. God is lining things up in your life, okay? This is a good start. This is like teamwork. This is the key to achieving success. There's someone, and you got the keys, maybe to a new home, a new car, okay? Whatever it is, you have the keys. I'm hearing someone, I don't know, you got the keys to the city. You could be recognized in your hometown, your city, wherever you're from. You could be recognized for something. There could be someone in some kind of Hall of Fame or something like that. Okay, you could have been a very good athlete from wherever you're from or something like that. I don't know. I see a plaque on a wall with a glass sliding door. I don't know. Maybe you could end up in the Hall of Fame, or I don't know, whatever it is. You guys are building things that are great, that are leading to abundance, that are leading to a legacy, you know? Now, you know, with the honeymoon stage here, because that's what I call the Four Wands, the honeymoon stage, you know, this is like the icing on the cake when things are very, very smooth. But remember, after the Four Wands, you get the 5, you know. This is like, you know, God leveling you up. And then once God levels you up, I told you the attacks come. So after the 4 Wands, you have the 5. That's conflict. That's fights. That's, you know, that's a lot of energy being thrown at you. So be ready, okay? Be ready, right? Because it's not going to get easier. It's not. However, you're gaining wisdom. You have more knowledge. You know, you have more control over self. So guess what? It will be easier, right? Depending upon how you look at things, right? Because if you go in like, oh my gosh, God gave me all these gifts. It's so challenging to be me, right? Now, if you look at it like that, things will be difficult. Now, if you look at it like, oh my gosh, God is really trusting me to do this. Let me perform my best. Let me give it my all, right? I know I got this. God is with me. I'm in alignment. You got to start telling yourself these things. Look, God is with me. I am in divine alignment. I am divinely protected and guided. I trust that my steps are being guided. You know, I trust that everything is going to work out fine because I'm in alignment. You know, I believe that my life is coming together exactly how I want it. I see things working for my future. I understand that these hardships that I'm going through are building my character, right? There's someone you're like, yeah, this is what's happening, you know? And I love this for you. Okay. Who would really want to listen to you if you ain't been through nothing? You know? How can you truly speak about, how can you truly be a drug and alcohol counselor if you never had an addiction? I don't know if you could. You know, you might not resonate as deeply. You know, people like when a person can really resonate with them. You know, they want to really feel that you felt this before. That's how you can help somebody. When you've been through something, you felt that feeling that they're feeling, you can really help them, right? And so a lot of you guys had to go through things so you could have that feeling, so you could resonate with people, so you could help people, you know, because you're a person that is here to help, to heal. A lot of you guys are healers, okay? Natural healers. I'm saying a herbalist, you know. You could be studying herbs, okay? Some of you guys could be an apothecary, right? Some of you guys could be, you know, doing different things, and you know, this is good for you, you know. Someone's stepping outside of the box. You know, one time you had yourself in such a box. We got Oshun showing up for you, and she says drink more water, okay? Right? Stay hydrated. Okay, someone needs to lay off the soda. The soda is not doing anything for you. Nothing, okay? It's not even quenching your thirst. So sis is here to tell you, lay off the soda. Stay away from it. Drink more water. Hydrate your body. Remember, we're doing things now to elevate ourselves, to give ourselves more life, right? Drink your water, okay? Put the sodas down. You don't need them. They're not doing anything for you. They're actually low vibrational, okay? So I'm just saying, I ain't here to judge you. I'm just trying to help you, right? You are seeing this situation clearly, accurately, okay? You're seeing exactly what's happening here. You know what the hell is going on. At one time, you didn't know what was going on, okay? But you know now, right? Yeah, that's right, sis. Put the soda down. You don't need it, and you ain't gonna miss it. And guess what? You're gonna do it too, and you're gonna be successful at it. You know, you're gonna be successful at it, and it's gonna make you feel better. Mark my word, you'll feel better. Spirit is backing me up on this. You'll see a change in 14 days. Okay, mark the calendar. All right. We got Horus coming out of big energy. You are seeing the situation accurately, you know? You did not see the situation clear at one time. You thought everybody was your friend. You thought everybody wanted to help you get where you wanted to go. You thought everybody was going to support you because they know you. You had no idea. You had no idea. You had to learn the hard way. Poor thing. You're so innocent. I love it. You know? You ain't know no better. Okay? There's someone you were telling everybody everything. You wondered why you couldn't get to the next level is because You were giving the devil the keys to your plan. It was like, there was a person around you, and every time you told something, you wonder why you couldn't get things done. Because every time you told them, they made sure, girl, look, I'm going to get this work done tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Hey, you want a drink? Hey, girl, you want to go to the store? Spending money that you don't have? Yeah, I'm coming to get you. Hey, girl, you want to turn up? Yeah, I'm coming to get you. Right? Knowing daggone well God told you at 12 o'clock to be doing that assignment, whatever it was, right? But now you know, right? When they call you busy, when they call you don't answer, when they call, I'm here, some of you guys got a whole new phone number. Okay, yeah, look, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? Thank you, God. The 5 of Wands is here. I told you after the 4 is the 5. Because you're leveling up, yeah, a lot of monitoring spirits, okay? Because you're leveling up, people want to fight you. People want to attack you because you're doing what they said you couldn't do. You're proving people wrong here. And so they're trying to attack you spiritually because they're too coward to do it in your face. See, and a lot of you guys have people blocked, but they're using different accounts. They're calling from different phone numbers. There's a lot of horseplay in your energy. Okay? Child's play is what I'm hearing. Horseplay. Okay? A lot of immature energy. Okay? Someone wants conflict with you. They lack harmony. Okay? Someone didn't want to work with you as a team. And now that you have a team that's working with you, they want to be on your team now. But guess what? We don't need no more players. Like, because we already got the starting 5. The lineup is full. You got to be on the bench now. It's like that. You're a bench rider now. See, all you can do now is sit back and watch the game like everybody else. You lost your position. Okay? Someone lost their position here. They don't like it. Number 5 could be significant. Okay? Yeah, someone lost their position and they don't like it, Someone is like contradicting themselves, Someone says something and now they don't want to stand on business. Someone says something and now they don't want to be accountable for the shit that they said. That's what's going on here. Proverbs says that, it's wise to be quiet because the more we open our mouths, the more we sin, right? And sometimes somebody needs to know it's just good to be quiet because somebody bit off more than they could chew. Okay? Someone disposed you and they didn't understand that you were indisposable. It's like that kind of energy. Someone didn't understand that you can't just be washed away because somebody just wanted to wash you. Somebody wanted to erase your whole existence. Okay? Because they didn't want you anymore. They didn't want anybody else to recognize you, But what they didn't understand was that, one woman's trash is another woman's treasure. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Something about that. Because you guys, I don't know, someone else could be loving on you properly or about to. Okay? And this could cause some conflict with an opposing energy. Okay? I don't know. I feel like someone's competing with you. And you're not even paying this any attention. Someone's in competition with themselves. That's what it is. They gotta be, because you're not even aware of what's going on. So someone's in competition with themselves. That's crazy, ain't it? Okay? Okay? Someone's in turmoil, spiritual turmoil about what they did to you. Remember I started the message off and I said, this was the beginning of the message. I said, there are some people who are embarrassed by the things they have said about you and the things they have done behind your back. That's the message. I told you. Okay? There are some people that done some shit that it wasn't right, and now they're embarrassed, They want to hide, And they're too coward to say I'm sorry. So, they pretend they don't like you. They pretend they don't like you. They pretend that you did something to them. But whenever you ask them, well, what is the real problem? I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it. There's no real reason. It doesn't resonate. It's not, the math is not math in here, you know? So someone's in competition. They're wanting to cause unnecessary disputes and drama, okay? This is the energy of a peasant, right? Low vibrational energy. Yeah, look, we got the 8 of Swords coming out in the reverse here. Because you broke free from the bondage. There could be someone, I don't know, you could have just gotten out of, you could have been incarcerated and you could have just gotten out of jail, or someone's getting out of jail. Okay? There could be someone coming home from jail. They could have been locked up for like 5 or more years, and they could be expecting you to be there. And I don't know, there's someone that's like, I'm done with this. You could be finding out that the life you thought you wanted is not the life that you desire. Okay? Or there could be someone that you've broken up with and they're coming home, and I don't know if they want to start chaos because you're in a new divine relationship. Whatever this is, it's a low vibrational energy. It's an entity. This person won't follow up on any of their promises, and not because they've been in jail. I'm just reading the energy of a person that likes conflict. Okay? This person likes conflict and drama. All they know is flashy clothes and doing things that are low vibrational for fast results. Okay? This person has dragged you through the mud enough, and spirit cut you off from this energy, right? So it's very important that you remain away from someone. I'm hearing witness protection. I don't know. Spirit could have literally put you in witness protection. You could have had to move. God could have moved you before someone come home or something. Okay? So this person can't attack you. This person might have tried to attack you before. You guys could have gotten into a physical altercation with someone. I don't know, but you're released here. You're free from this bondage. Okay? Whatever this person tried to do, these mental trials and torture. Someone could be trying to extort someone. Okay? Listen to your gut feel. You go with your first instinct, Spirit is saying. Don't second guess yourself in any situations right now. Yeah, freedom. Look, someone's coming home. I told you. Someone's getting released. Okay? Protect yourself spiritually, emotionally, and see, there was someone that could have been watching someone from behind bars. You could have elevated why someone was incarcerated. Ooh. Okay, yeah. Someone has elevated spiritually while someone else was incarcerated. You guys could have been dealing with each other for a long time. This could be like someone you've been messing around with since a child, since, youth, since high school. This could be someone from your old neighborhood that you grew up with, and now they're being released. And this energy is a crazy energy. Okay? This person doesn't like that they went away and you became who you are. This person is like mad at the world and taking it out on you. Ooh. Okay? This person could be trying to blackmail you, stalk you, but you're free here. Look, you're protecting yourself by any means necessary, like I told you. The 7 of Wands is here. You're going to defend whatever it is that you've been working for, whatever it is that God has you doing. You're defending this. There's someone, and you have literally earned your badge of honor. Okay? You've earned your stripes, a gold medal, a round of applause, whatever it is, Okay? Yeah. You're facing your difficulties. You could have been scared one time to even tell the truth about, like, look, I'm leaving. I'm free from this. This is not the life that I desire. This is not how God designed me to be set up. And it's no shade, no pun intended. I don't feel like it's any malice, any hate, any envy, any. I just feel like you're free. God separated you from someone so that you can see outside of the box. Sometimes God has to put you away from people so you can step back and look at the situation like, damn, this is what's going on. This is what I've been allowed. I can't do this no more, Okay. There could be a man, and you could have literally gotten away from a crazy ass woman, Okay? This is a woman that could be very physically attractive, but she has nothing inside. Nothing. She is nothing inside. Okay? You could have detached yourself from her, divine masculine. She could have been very promiscuous. You know, one of those women that, you know, when she leads you home, it ends up in disaster. Okay? Something about that. This person could have been very alluring. Okay? But I feel like divine masculine, this situation really made you look at things on a deeper level. You could have been looking at people for their appearance. You know, you could have been looking at people for the way they dress, how they look. But, you know, this encounter that you had with this crazy ass divine feminine could have really, like, you know, woke you up here. Because, you know, there are some damn divine masculine out here. There are some men out here and they tapped in just as well as women, you know. And there are women that prey on men, okay? So, I don't know. I feel like this is a woman that preyed on a man here. And Spirit is saying, divine masculine, focus on your strengths. This woman could have been trying to emasculate you, okay? Trying to make you feel like you're not the man that you are, simply because she wears whatever she wears and she gets a lot of attention. She could probably get a lot of attention from men and women. Very promiscuous energy. But divine masculine, you are seeing the situation accurately. You are free. I'm hearing you. You're free, my homie. Okay? That was a spiritual Jezebel you were dealing with. Somebody was dealing with a damn Jezebel. Now, you could be a man or a woman that was dealing with this loose divine feminine. Right? Take the energy how it resonates. But there's someone, and you were dealing with someone very promiscuous. This person has put your health at risk several times. But thank God, you know, for you being who you are, that God had grace over your life. That's what saved you. Because there's someone out here, they were willing to risk it all to do whatever. Okay? For this promiscuous energy. This could be a foreign woman. Okay? We got the Three of Cups coming out for you. So there's a celebration, okay? You got away. I'm hearing someone, you got away from the devil. You slipped from the devil. Like the devil had a grip on you, you know? And at one point, that grip felt good to you. You know how it is sometimes when we do naughty things, evil things, bad things. You know, we human, so that little piece of us be like, this feels good. This is good, right? That little piece of us. But I feel like, you know, now you're understanding what true goodness feels like, you know, things of high vibration. You could be having a celebration, okay? There could be someone having like some kind of women's empowerment event, conference, something like that. You could be attending this. You could be needing to attend one, okay? There's something about, you know, harmony in all relationships, balance, you know, things being equal. Okay, equality is what I'm hearing. You could be a Libra in the energy. I'm seeing the scales being balanced. Okay, they could have been imbalanced at one point, but now they are totally in alignment. Okay, we got Cancer and Mercury out here. You know, Mercury is communication. I feel like because you are able to communicate properly, you know, that joy is here. It's a time to celebrate. See, the things that you're saying, they are uplifting people. The things that you're doing, they are uplifting people. There's a celebration to be had, okay? You could be drinking a glass of wine, or you could have had one last night, okay? Three of Cups is here. You could be like exchanging resources with people. I don't know, you know, our gifts go together. So you could be using your gift and somebody else could be using their gift. I'm seeing a lot of collaborations, a lot of teamwork, a lot of love, a lot of prosperity and abundance, you know, in the energy. And I told you guys, you know, the things you're doing, it's going to take a team. You won't be able to do this by yourself. You won't. You won't be able to do, it's not made for you to do by yourself. So help is here. Okay? They love cooking up the magic spells, don't they? They love playing in the magic. They don't believe getting down and praying on their knees. They want to go in the kitchen and cook some shit up. It's sad. It's the world we live in. You know? Yeah, look, Queen of Wands is in the reverse. Yeah, someone's doing magic. You know, the Queen of Wands in the reverse is the Queen of Wands is a magical energy. You know, the Queen of Wands is a person that can make magic happen. When she's in the reverse, I get like a dark energy. You know, I get like a dark priestess doing magic for sure. You know, it's like this is the energy of, you know, a very selfish person that lacks confidence. You know, a lot of times when people lack confidence, they do things to you to try to make you feel like you got low self-esteem. So, you know, there could be someone doing like a lot of beauty magic. You know, there could be a lot of freezer spells is what I'm saying. People trying to freeze up the things that are happening to you. I feel like there's just people just doing anything. They're trying anything right now. Okay? They're trying anything possible to start confusion because they lack confidence in who they are. You know, there was a time where you lack confidence, but now you're sure of who you are. See, all of the shit that they did to you is causing you to know who, it caused you to know who you are. So it's like, you know, the spell backfired. Imagine you doing a spell on somebody to stop them, right? You go and they get these things and they put them in the freezer and they freeze you up. Oh, ukulaka bakala, shakama, holy, right? They do all these damn spells and put you in the freezer. And now, guess what? Because you are not deserving of the curse, it doesn't work. So it has to go back to them. So now these people can't deal with their finances being froze. They can't deal with their business being froze, losing customers. They can't deal with the hair loss, and they can't deal with all of the tragedies that are happening because they wished all these things on you. Okay? Someone's like in too deep and they can't even solve their problems. And it's crazy because literally all they got to do is stop doing this damn spell work and run to God. You know, God is forgiving. Even you could be forgiven for the spell work that you're doing. Right? But it's like they refuse to. They want this shit to work so bad. They're wondering, you know, there's someone and they keep doing the same magic spell over and over again. Right? And it's crazy because every time they do it, they look at you and they like, why ain't it working? Her hair still ain't falling out. You know, she still got, he still got his beard. I done did a spell so he lose all his damn hair. And guess what? He's still looking good out here. That's what's happening. And guess what's happening to them? Every time you look, right? Because I'm hearing some of you guys been forced to go look and see what the hell is going on. Let me look at this person and see what's going on. Because I know they're doing magic on me. And when you go look, they look sick as hell. In the spirit, in the physical, right? It's showing up on people. The spell work that they're doing is backfiring, okay? We're in the season of manifestation and abundance. You out here cooking up the spell work on people that don't deserve it. It's coming back and it's showing up on people. And they look bad, okay? I'm talking about bad, okay? The spell work got people out here looking crazy, y'all. All right? I'm trying to tell you, you know? I'm seeing someone, and I see a divine feminine that was very, very attractive at one point. And, you know, and I'm not even talking about her physical appearance, even though she is coming, you know, she came to me physically attractive. But if you see her now, you wouldn't recognize her because she has done so many love spells. She has done so many spells on people that the magic has taken over. She looks terrible. Okay? Whoever that is, I don't know, I just seen her. It was almost like skeleton-like, you know? You know why it is? You know why it probably came to me looking like a skeleton? Because someone was doing death magic here. Someone was fucking around with death magic. And I had to cuss on that one, y'all. Okay? Somebody's been messing around with death magic, right? And because it couldn't come to you, it's tearing them up. It's tearing them up. Somebody's going to hear this, and I hope you stop playing in the spell work. Okay? It's making you look real bad. Yep, the graveyard magic. Yep, you know what time it is. You know what they out here doing. Conjuring up these spirits. Right? Sorcery. This is what these witches are doing. You know? Go now. Yeah, go. Spirit told you to go and you went. You know, Spirit said green light and you went, okay? It was no turning back. It was no stopping. It was no pressing the brakes. Spirit said go and someone was like, okay? Right? You went and you never looked back. Okay? And I love it for you. Okay? We got retreat into nature. Remember I was saying someone needs to like go sun gazing. You may need some vitamin D. You may need to just sit out with your notebook and write a letter. I'm here. Someone needs to write a letter to themselves. Okay? Yeah. Write a letter to yourself. Right? That will help you today. Go outside, cross your legs, sit on your blanket, and write a letter to yourself. Send me a picture in the inbox. Let me see y'all outside. Okay? Right? Something about that. Green could be your favorite color. Green is significant here. Green is also the heart chakra. You could be needing to eat more berries and kale. Okay? Your anahata. Your heart has been blocked for a long time. You know, and it's very important that we continue to clear these blockages, right? So we want to give ourselves things that feed the anahata, the heart chakra. So make sure you're eating your berries and your kale, okay? Your spinach, your greens, things like that, all right? Something about that. Yeah, you're seeing, you know, a lot of you guys are having dreams about childhood because you're seeing where you were and where you're going, you know. You're about to see the younger you, and then you're going to see the older you. And you're going to love what you see about yourself, okay? That's good your heart's not blocked. You work on it daily. That's great. That's good for you. But there's a lot of energy here with hearts being blocked, okay? I'm glad you've been taking care of yours, you know. That's really good. That means you're doing the work, right? That's right. A great journey. That's right, TJ. You're in the healing journey. Your healing has begun, you know. That's good. That you're unblocking things that were once blocked. So I'm proud of you. Kudos to you. Okay. Right. We're all on different levels in our journey too, you know. So never compare your journey to someone else's because we're all at different stages in our journey, and it's okay. You're like, your journey is not to be compared to anyone else's. And literally when we do tarot, take the message how it resonates in your life, right? Timelines are going to be different. Everyone's timeline is different, so the story is going to fall how it falls for you. So I'm just reading the energy that's here, right? And that's what I'm picking up. We got the 4 of Cups coming out. You raise your frequency. That's right. See, that's definitely going to help you. That's why your heart is no longer blocked. You raise you beat the odds. Remember I said that? We got the 4 of Cups here. I've been picking up this energy a lot. This 4 of Cups has been coming out a lot. You guys are bored. Yep, look, with the King of Wands, you guys are bored and you need to take action. Okay? Remember I was speaking about transmuting energy? That's right. Being your own race. That's what, right. Right. You should always be in a competition with yourself. Trying to be a better you. Right? You know? I love that for you, TJ. Keep going strong, baby. Okay? But I feel like with the King of Wands and the 4 of Cups here, you guys are bored. You need to take action. Okay? There's something that you need to do. You could be just sitting around too much. Get up. Move around. Move something. Someone could be just needing to rearrange their bedroom, your living room. Do something different is what I'm hearing. Somebody needs some spontaneity. Okay? All right? There could be someone, you need to do something spontaneous. A healthy risk, remember? Okay? Don't be so worried about the things you see right here that you can't touch. God could be giving you something over here or something over here. Because on this card, we got the God handing you something out the right side. That's the side of action. You know? That's the side of action. Someone really needs to take action here. Okay? Determination, ability. You know, you're showing up very honest with a holy attitude. Okay. Ooh, nice. You going to Vietnamese? That's nice. Okay. Be patient. Okay. Better options are already here. You could be overlooking things that are already here. Okay. I love this for you. You could definitely be like fire energy. We had a lot of fire out here. A lot of cups. Okay. You could be a fire sign dating a water sign. Okay. We got the 10 of Pentacles coming out for you. I told you, you guys are building a legacy. Okay. You know, this is wealth, prosperity, abundance, generational love, generational success, you know? Like, yeah, look, the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh. The Wheel of Fortune. I'm not going to get it, but the Wheel of Fortune, you know? There's a change of events. Things are changing around for you, you know? Prosperity and abundance. Look, the flow of prosperity again. You know what it is. You know what time it is. You know what you're up against. So, that was your reading. I love you guys so, so much. I hope it gave you some insight, some clarity. And we'll catch you guys in just a little bit with another reading. We love you. God bless you. And Ashe. Love y'all.